Hey guys, I'm Allie. I read Fever 1793 by Laurie Halse Anderson. Fever 1793 is set in Philadelphia in 1793, which was shortly after the Civil War. The main character is Matilda Cook. She lives in Philadelphia in a coffee house that is owned by her mother and her grandfather. As a typical teenager, Matilda becomes weary with her mother because her mother likes to run the coffee house with very, very strictly. Matilda's grandfather is not only the comic relief, but he is also sort of her comfort when she becomes too irritable with her mother. Gentlemen come to the coffee house to make merry and to tell stories. One story that is being frequently passed around is that yellow fever has come back to Philadelphia. Maddie isn't so sure of how to handle these stories, whether she believes them or not, until the fever starts hitting close to home. Her childhood friend and an employee of the coffee house is taken suddenly ill and dies suddenly and unexpectedly. Another acquaintance daughter takes ill as well. After Maddie's mother is diagnosed with yellow fever herself, she decides that Maddie should be sent to the country where people are fleeing to get clean air. It has become too dangerous in the city for Maddie to be there, so they all agree that she must leave. Her grandfather decides to accompany her out on the passageway to the country, where they are stopped by officials outside another town. The officials suspect Maddie's grandfather at having the fever, so they deny him access into the next town. So Maddie and her grandfather are stranded out in the country. While they are out there, Maddie takes ill herself, and her grandfather is forced to take her to a makeshift hospital that is nearby. Maddie spends the next couple weeks there recovering. Thankfully, she recovers back to full health, and her grandfather and she are able to return to the coffee house to see what has happened. They come home to a huge surprise. Everyone is missing, including her mother and the cook that worked there. And the coffee house has been looted by people looking for money and food. So Maddie is stuck here. She does not know where her mother is. She has no way of getting word where her mother is, since mail has not been getting through, and also there's no news being printed. The city is in chaos and everything is boarded up and people have hidden everywhere. So, does Maddie survive? Does her mother survive? Does anyone survive after the yellow fever has taken a hold of Philadelphia? These are some questions that you can have answered yourself if you read Fever 1793. I really did enjoy this book. I can definitely say that it has been one of my top books that I've ever read. I truly enjoyed it. It was definitely something I didn't think that I would be interested in just because it's such a historical book, but the story was very gripping. There were never any dull moments. It was very exciting all throughout. I was never bored with it. And I definitely think it would be great for those readers that don't typically like to read, especially don't like to read about history. This could really get them interested in such topics. One thing I disliked about this book was the ending. It wasn't so much a cliffhanger, but it definitely left the reader having some questions. So if you're a reader that doesn't like to have unanswered questions at the end of the book, then this maybe might not be for you. So I would give this book 4 out of 5 stars just because it has that strange ending with a lot of unanswered questions and such. But definitely it was very good. It was very informative and also had it was very well done with the historical aspect of it. So I would definitely recommend this book to anyone. Thank you.